And the funny thing about the naval battles that we were just fighting, like, we just beat two of the largest naval powers in the Mediterranean, Tunis and the Ottomans. The two largest Muslim naval powers. We used a quarter of our fleet, because remember, a quarter of them are down here, and I can't get to them because we can't get around Africa. Revolt! High taxes and cultural and religious differences have caused unhappiness among us, our citizens. If this continues, it will drastically affect the stability of our nation. So, Hadithar get ignored unrest, which means massive unrest would increase, or they gain more autonomy, but lose unrest for the next 5 years. I'll take the unrest because I'm expecting people to be rising up. Now, do I want to start training my artillery as well? No, because they still suck. I will just leave them in a separate army, though. Military access from Hormuz. Sure. Who are you fighting Hormuz? No one. Are any of you countries that I could vassalize? No. No. Right, that's the other thing I need to do, is make sure I have a royal marriage with everyone. Hungary, I don't think I can get one because you are not Muslim. Correct. Or rather, I'm not Catholic. Dawashir we have... Oh, no we don't. Dawashir, that was you. Which we've already sent one to. I do want to send a diplomat to build a spy network on the Ottomans, just in case we have problems with them again in the future, and we can just keep on, like, prodding them. Because I can definitely beat them in a war. The only thing is I'm still concerned about the fact that they are allied with Muscovy. We're moving towards mysticism, which is the moderates. Timur Borja, Baibars and his family. A merchant family from Halab has come to greatly expand a long-range trade with Dulkadir. We seem to be doing a lot of long-range trade with Dulkadir, considering they're my neighbour. 50% cheaper, skill level 2 trade efficiency guy. Which is basically replacing him. Are you an Egyptian? No, you're a Syrian. There is an Egyptian available. But you are quite cheap. Not as cheap as this guy, but you're still quite cheap. Oh, and we're getting the advisor cost reduction on him as well. Wait. Oh, because he was a ministerial one. That's why he's 50% cheaper than he would otherwise be. So he's basically 45% off-ish. And then 50% off of whatever's left, is the way that they've calculated it. Huh. Interesting. And you didn't get that because you're not a minister guy. Otherwise it would have been 98% cheaper. 95. Free thinking leads away from God. Hopefully harmless in the long run. Demi state loyalty increases. Religion of Shamar goes to Abadi. I'm just going to take the trade power, I think. And let's go and reconvert you. That's part of the reason I wanted to go mysticism, so I could actually have a chance of converting these places. So my missionary strength will be increasing over time, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and send you, although you will be busy for a long time, but at least you can start just chipping away. Chip, 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 chip. Which will be good. Growth of the business of dates. Our efforts to maximize trading profits in the area of the Delta has borne fruit in the province of Alexandria. Entrepreneurs have managed to greatly increase the output of dates and have found new markets in our capital for the processed goods. 2 base production in Alexandria. Nice. Oh, and you're a spices producer. Ooh. In fact, your development cost is quite low. Interesting. I might need to exploit that fact. More exhaustion continues to drop. Good. And how is my professionalism doing these days? Because I did have to take a couple of bites out of it. How fast is it going up? 0.4. Okay, 0.4, because it's a percentage of your total army. So if your entire army is training, then you get 1 a year. Because only 40% of my army is training, because that's my cavalry, then we only get 0.4. At least that's how I understand it. You're still making money. We're making money slowly, though. Foreign talent. Our drill masters stand in awe of the Hormuzi armies and methods they have so successfully employed to organise army routines and practices. We are not the only ones who have taken notice. Hormuzi officers are in high demand in many countries. Of course, the Crown of Hormuz does not take kindly upon those of its officers that would seek employment abroad and would likely disapprove if we tried to entice any subject of theirs. That does not mean, however, that there are not individuals who would be interested in such a career opportunity if we made it worth their while. So we would get 5% army professionalism for almost 600 ducats. Yeah, that's a bit too much. So you're saying that I have your core provinces. So if I sold you my core provinces back, would you join me? What do you consider core? Why can't I click on Hormuz? Hello? There we go. You consider all of this core. And of what do I own? I own 1 province of yours. Yours. Which I could probably give back. Because that would get rid of the minus 1000 modifier, which would leave us at... what? Oh, still minus 102. Because apparently you were really, really rich. Right, never mind then. Oman, how are you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're not going to. Yemen? No way. Oh, that's mostly just the trust, though. Oh, no, it's 87. Like, the big numbers matter less than the small bit. So 102 is where it's bad. 30, however. We could probably get Hausa. In fact, weren't they already our vassal at one point? I'm pretty sure I annexed them. Annex! That's something I can do. Fazan, I'm going to annex you. I knew there was something I was going to do. Now I can stop improving relations with you. Good. And I'm going to increase relations with my allies. You're fine. You could do with a bit of a boost. And also a royal marriage. We are allied. Speaking of which, actually, we should probably be looking at who I don't have royal marriages with. Basra, Fazan, Dulkadir. Loads of people. Dulkadir. Royal marriage. Fazan doesn't matter so much. Basra is the other one. Royal marriage. And apparently there is a war going on down here. Sure, knock yourselves out. It's fine. Mara. Still a bit rich. He's gone from level like 3 siege to level 6. Apparently drilling has been modified since I was playing this pre-release. Because in pre-release I was getting absolutely no improvements from drilling a general. Since release though, I am. And I can purchase my first ability of this era. Resistance Reformation, blockade impact on siege. I can definitely do blockade, so that is potentially a strong one. War score, cost versus other religions, mercenary discipline, Ship trade power propagation. It's not going to be particularly useful now, but it will be later. Institution spread in true faith provinces. That would be amazing. Considering the next thing should be in about 50 years. 4 years. So yes, we will grab you. Because remember, colonialism was super duper late. It was like 20 years late or something crazy like that. And how are we doing with the spread of colonialism within our territories? I mean, it's spreading. And then printing press, we are expecting, 1550. That's in 3 years' time. And that, apparently, is when the price of paper goes through the roof. I produce a little bit. Right, rebels. That's a thing. Where are you? 15,000 of you. Let's go ahead and beef up maintenance. And we'll send you two. And war exhaustion has dropped to the level where I feel comfortable doing that. Good. I'm still earning money, albeit slowly. Is that because I still have massive taxation penalties? Yep. So once those minus 35% taxation penalties gone, I'll be making quite significantly more money. When do those run out? Please be soon. 1555, that's another 8 years. And you are in 2 years. Okay, purification of tax laws is going to be fairly soon. Let's group you together. And then attack, I think. Yeah, especially before you grab that. You have a general. Yeah, you have loads more morale than they do too. It's fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. Marvellous. Right, let's move you back home. We're going to reduce the maintenance once more. And actually, one of the things I would like to do is get some more artillery. We'll go one over. So we can basically have 5 units in 2 stacks. Although I know I was splitting into 3 stacks, but yeah, it's fine. Not quite in the position where we can make standardized armies just yet. Another revolt. Come on. You made it back here already. That was a quick march. Alright, back over you go. Maintenance back up again. Baruch Bey, controversial protection list. Since Baruch Bey started providing advice for the trade development in the Mamluks, internal trade has strengthened at the cost of curtailed imports and increased state regulation. While their decisions to improve infrastructure has been appreciated, recent suggestions have caused many influential people to question their philosophy. They argue that the Sultan is taking Baruch Bey's advice too readily and that we should look for many mutually beneficial deals with other nations, rather than seeking to dominate every area of trade. So we can gain mercantilism and lose legitimacy, or he leaves. It's not even a choice. And they have done that. Dulkadir, or Dawashir, is being an absolute boss and just retaking all the lands which are mine. You're not even a vassal and you're doing this just by choice. And that's another conversion. Marvellous. And you're moving back to Ayaz, and you're actually going to be attacking me. Oh, it's a plane, so no defensive bonus. I didn't get a chance to consolidate. No matter. We still spank them. Victory is mine. Right. Any other uprisings anytime soon? No. None. That's a state of affairs I like to see. Alright then. In that case, we are once again going to reduce our army maintenance and start making more monies. Oh. So like a month after he did that massive reform, he died. So we could go and grab the spy network guy, who is half price, level 3, Egyptian. No, he's not half price, he's 25% off. In fact, no, he's 45% off thanks to my ruler's bonus. So yeah, I think we'll grab you. Unfortunately, this is just costing me all of my money. But now we have 333 for our Monarch Point production development stuff, which is excellent. Missionaries are costing me a bit. That's the downside. We are actually losing money over time now. But we could spend some development to improve monies. And also in a year, we get rid of that other downside, that other deficit. Negative, whatever. We could get next admin tech, which would move us closer towards trade efficiency, which will also increase the amount of money we're making. You know what? Sure. Unless I want the development. I kind of do. We're going to spend on development instead, I think. Is there anything I can do to reduce the cost? I don't think so. Because we've already got the Mukdir. We're not going to be doing the state edicts because I don't want to spend the extra money. Yeah, we'll be fine. So, development. Local tax modifier, or should we just go for cost? We'll go for the local tax modifier. That one's better. Yes. Increasing it here in... Oh, no, that's really expensive in terms of that. No, we'll do it in the grain provinces here. As they're very cheap and we're going to get more bang for our buck. As much as I would like to beef up the amount of admin in Sina to get more gems, it doesn't really seem worthwhile. Although, actually... We're 52 in Masawa. I think I might just beef up the military presence here. Because we're already ahead of time in military and admin. It's only Diplo that I don't particularly want to spend right now. So we'll do that. And then in the future we can beef you up as well. Now we're making money. Much better. And of course, to save even more cash, I could stop the cavalry drilling. That would save us a lot of cash. They're actually almost at full drill strength. I don't think they actually lost too much when we were fighting the Ottomans, because our cavalry never took too many casualties. It was mostly the infantry. Or actually, no, it was mostly the Ottomans who were taking the casualties. Oh, they are rapidly producing more troops. Also, Tunis. You would not ally. Because you're allied with all of my rivals. Alright, Tunis, you and me. We're not bros anymore. This is now legitimate territory to conquer. In the name of Fazan. I'll take the prestige hit. Prove legitimacy. Have a legitimacy of at least 75. Maybe? I don't know. Already? Interesting. So we have got a lot more troops than the Ottomans do now. They are still allied with people, but they are currently fighting Circassia and Georgia. It's not huge allies. Unfortunately, both their allies would join, although we could probably get Tunis off of our back, but Muscovy would definitely join. Speaking of which, actually, we should probably start fabricating some claims here. Tech. We already claimed. Menthshah. I can't because we have no claim to it. Karaman. Then. Oh, I really want to go and beat the Ottomans up again. I'm just not sure about taking on Muscovy at the same time. How strong is Muscovy looking? Yeah, Muscovy's looking pretty strong right now. Are you a great power? You are. That would technically be two great powers on their side versus me. So someone else might try and jump in on my side. Castile doesn't like you. Poland doesn't like you. And actually Hungary's my ally. So which of my allies would join? None. Oh, Hungary would if I promised them land, which I totally would. Hungary would be a good ally in this. You're massively in debt. Dal doesn't care because it's too far away. Neither does Dawashir. Akanulu could probably be convinced if I paid their debt off. I need to pay mine off first. Tunis is at war as well. Yeah, I'm going to improve relations with you to try and pull you away from the Ottomans, and then we'll make decisions based upon that. Because to have another opportunity to take a bite at the Ottomans would be very nice. But I am concerned about the fact they're allied with Muscovy. But Muscovy can't get to them. And it would be two major powers versus one. So Poland might... Is Poland a great power? Poland might jump in. A talented judge acquiring an education in theology and law is often a long process involving studying classical works of law under the tutelage of sheikhs of various madrashas. Vasanti improves, so we get a level 3, 50% off Egyptian heritage, yearly prestige guy. Yes, I want him. Because you're 50, and we now have someone to replace you who's only 30, for the same price. I love having this advisor cost reduction. I think it's one of my favourite bonuses to have. Absolutely. 1836 Texas, thank you very much for the follow. Is that the year of Texan independence? I'm trying to call upon my Victoria knowledge here. Victoria 2 knowledge. I think it might have been. It's also the year that Victoria stars. Ragusa Strunk. Ragusa Strunk! They haven't done as much as Albania did early on, but yeah, Ragusa is strong. Victoria 3, please. I was just waiting for someone to say that. And the reason I hesitated there is like, was it Victoria 2 or Victoria 3 that people were clamouring for? Of course it's 3. The grand strategy version of Half-Life 3. Alright, so we have more naval tradition, which would mean better naval commanders. Which would help in any naval conflict against the Ottomans, but I would kind of gamble that the Ottomans have not recovered their fleet. And neither will Tunis. And if I can get an alliance with Poland, which is actually super duper likely, you would definitely join a war against them. You know what? Let's use you to offset Muscovy. It means I'm going to be falling even further behind in Diplo, but I don't really care. And let's go ahead and improve relations with you. Marvellous! Oh dear, Sweden. Internal conflicts. And Denmark's actually taken out Norway. And Scotland and England seem to have made some kind of peace. Sligo's taking over Ireland, slowly but surely. Brittany is still alive. Burgundy is still alive and strong. Holland slowly subsuming all of that. Castile Aragon has still got the junior partner. Successful bureaucracy. An empire of this size needs a lot of bureaucrats. Perhaps offering a sign-up bonus will encourage their numbers to grow. That is a lot of money for just a bit of admin, so no. I kind of need my money right now to pay off the loans that I've taken to fight the Ottomans. Yeah, Portugal died. Portugal died hard. Ulema political struggle. The time has come for the Ulema to appoint a new leader to assist our Sultan in the capital. Likely candidate is an old cleric with a solid history as a prominent member of the Ulema behind him. He has, however, also acquired many enemies during his life, who now hope to see a somewhat younger candidate with a less ugly past to be appointed. As Sultan, it would not be hard to influence this election to the younger candidate, who would likely be more loyal. To be seen to meddle in the affairs of the Olema, however, would very likely weaken the faction in the long run. So they gain influence if we do not meddle, or if we support the younger candidate, they gain loyalty but lose influence. I don't particularly want to spend money, so do your own thing, it's fine. And your war against them has since ended. I have no diplomats anyway. But now if I can call Poland in, and are you... Yeah, yes, you are in a personal union with Lithuania. I was like, they're not a vassal, why aren't they? Oh, right. So I could call in Hungary, Poland, to offset Muscovy. Tunis is a shadow of their former selves, and actually Tunis is one of the ones I would like to take a chunk out of. But it is the Ottomans, so don't underestimate them. I think I'm going to wait until Fazan is done. Ah, foreign spy power is reduced, that's annoying. What was I looking at? Armies. They outnumber me quite significantly, but they are completely out of manpower. I am not. Printing industry. Only a year late. The ability to mass produce the written word could revolutionize the spread of information in many ways, the early modern society as a whole. Pioneered by the Renaissance men such as Venetian printer Aldus Manutius, and the new art helped fuel the Renaissance by making the translated classics more widely available. Later, the Reformation benefited greatly from the ability to spread critical publications and translations of the Holy Scriptures. Now that the printing has mastered as a technique that spread throughout Europe, editions have grown and hundreds of thousands of copies of everything from religious and political pamphlets to instructions in how to behave or scientific treatises are circulating the continent. With print shops growing ever more commonplace, rulers have found it hard to contain the new technique, as the comparatively easy means of production means censorship can be sidestepped by moving business across a border, or even just changing the name on the title page. This changes everything. So where did it get founded? Augsburg. Isn't that where it actually appeared? No, Gothenburg. No, Gothenburg's not right. That's in Sweden. Where was the printing press? Württemberg. No, that's where the Reformation started. Damn it, German history, you're failing me. Let's have a quick look. Printing press. I want the origins. There we go. Oh, it was invented by Gutenberg. Right, that was it. Where, though? Where is Gutenberg from? Where? Mainz. It was in Mainz. So, that big blob, or more specifically, there. It's not that far away from Augsburg, which is... there. No, that's Ansbach. Where's Augsburg? I know it's around here somewhere.